Hello, in this video I will show you how to solve a 2x2 Rubik's Cube. So the first thing you need is to scramble your 2x2 cube. Then once you've done that, I want you to look around your 2x2 cube. And you're going to see that it has 4 pieces, and that gives it its name 2x2 because 4 is 2 by 2. Which gives it 4 pieces in the center. And this 2x2 only has corner pieces. Okay, a 3x3, however, has 9 pieces, including a center piece and edge pieces, but a 2x2 only has corner pieces, which makes it more difficult and easier all the same. Okay, now that you know a little bit about the pieces, I'm going to talk to you about the cube. And the first thing you need to know really about the cube is the colors opposite colors. And if you are familiar with a 3x3, you'll know that the colors opposite colors are like really important, but it's all the way you solve it. Okay? So in case you're not familiar with the colors, white is always opposite yellow, orange is always opposite red, and green is always opposite blue. So that will be where the colors are when the cube is completely solved. Okay? Now let's get into solving. Okay. Now that you've scrambled up your cube, I want you to find a piece you want to start with. Now, I always start with white just because that is the way I learned it, but you can really start with any color you'd like. If you're following along, I think you should start with white just because that's what I'm doing. It might make it easier, but whatever you would like. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a white piece that is all on its own side. So I'm looking, and this piece looks good. Okay, it's white on its own side, and I say on its own side because I think it's harder to deal with pieces if they're like all together, and then you have to like mix them up, make sure they're in the right order. So I just think it's simpler. You just start with one piece on the side that you think is better. So right here I have a white piece, and some of you might be looking at the cube and say the same thing I do, and this is a white piece, but it's not just a white piece. It's white, orange, green. It is a white, green, orange piece. So you'll see in some YouTube videos people saying like, this is the white, green, orange piece, the orange, blue, yellow piece. And you might be like, what? But that's white. And you have to understand this is one piece. It's not white, it's not green, it's not orange. It's one whole piece, and you have to take that into order when you're solving the whole face. Okay? So with that being said, we're not just going to solve the white face, we're also going to have to make this first layer. And I'll show you how to do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find a white and green piece. So I'm looking, and I found it, and it's right here. So now the first thing you always do is you always bring the piece under where it needs to go. So although this is technically under where this needs to go, it's not actually under, because if I bring it up, look, that's not where it's supposed to go. So you bring it right under where it goes. And, well, you'll notice, if I bring this up, it goes here, but now my centerpiece is all knocked off. Like, it's not supposed to happen. So there's an algorithm you can do for this. And it's pretty simple, but it does take some memorization. So follow closely. If you have the same problem with your cube right now, I recommend just putting it down, watching, then replaying. So I'm going to go up, over, down, over. And see, now I've solved the white, and I've solved the green. Okay? Okay. Now we are going to move on to the white and red piece. And I'm looking around my cube, and I found it here. So, for this case, you see how it's actually on the bottom? It's actually the opposite. So when I bring it up, well, yes, it's in the right spot, but it's not oriented right, which means I would basically have to twist it, and some people corner cut, but that's not actually the real way to solve a cube. So I'm going to show you how to get around that. So once again, as I said before, this is another algorithm that's it's pretty much logic based on like how to get this into order, but I will show you how to do it. So what I'm going to do is watch closely, put your cube down, just watch them replay. I'm going to go up, over, down. Okay? And now you might be saying, oh yeah, I got the white there. But I actually didn't get the white there. I just got the white in a different position, so now I can bring it down. And now it's not on the bottom. However, it is on the bottom layer, which is easier to deal with. So now I'm going to do that same algorithm I did earlier. It's up, over, down, over. And I've solved 3 white, and I've got this layer here, almost all the way. Now I'm just looking for this orange, blue, white piece. I'm looking around, and it is on the bottom face. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to figure out how to get this back up. And I'm going to do the algorithm again. Go down, over, up. See how I got it there? There are many ways to actually deal with this situation. I'm showing you different ways. I showed you a different one earlier, but now I'm going to show you this one. So now, if you remember the algorithm, I go up, over, down, over. And hopefully you have also solved the white face and the first layer. Okay. And a good thing to remember here is I did not show all the scenarios. This is a beginner's tutorial, so I really just showed really in depth of how to do this. If you don't understand how to get this whole layer solved, there are tutorials. I will make one soon about how if you have the white but you don't have them all matching, the algorithm to get them all matching. But this is like if you solved a 3x3, this will probably be pretty easy. But if you haven't, I will keep an eye out for a next video where I will show you how to do that. Okay, now flip your cube over so the white face is down. And you might have many different solutions here. Okay, actually, the way this lined up, I have already solved the yellow face. That's not by anything I did, it's just how it lined up. But I'm going to show you, you might have the white face or a whole yellow face solved. You might just have two, you might have two in a different diagonal, you might have one, you might have none. So I'm going to show you what to do. Now, since I have this white yellow face solved, I want you to only do this if you have the yellow face solved, okay? Do these movements. Go. And this is, well, actually, do not do this if your yellow face is solved. Just let it be. I'm going to move this into other positions so you can see all the different positions there are. So, now I have one piece, okay? So I'm going to bring it down to this corner. If you also have one piece, put it down this left corner. Yeah, left corner. And if you have two diagonally, put them here and here. Two horizontally, here and here. In all four, as I said, just leave it be. If you have none, don't do anything to it. Just don't move the pieces, but still do the algorithm. All right, up. Now do this algorithm. I'm just going to say it out loud, but follow along with me. Up, over, down, over, up, over, down. And it's going to take a couple tries. It's going to take a couple times to do that. But if you can remember, I'm going to move this piece to the bottom left and move your pieces so where they line up. Now I'm going to do that again. Up, over, down, over, up, over, down. And I have solved this whole yellow face. It might take you more tries than that, and that's okay. But if it hasn't and you've got it solved, then move along with me. I'll give you some time to catch up, and then we'll get started. Okay. So now, pause the video if you haven't caught up by now. Hopefully you have, but it's okay if you haven't. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to solve the last layer. So first you want to look around your last layer, and you want to find the two pieces that are matching in the top layer. And right here I have green. Okay, so I'm going to move the green pieces until they match up. And that is here. Okay, this is a green face. I want to face this away from me. And in the rarest case, you might have a time when all of the pieces are missing one side. And that's okay. Just scramble it. I mean, I know that's so discouraging, especially if you're so close to your solve, but just scramble it because that's really, I'll make it so much easier than trying to fix it all up. So just scramble if that happens. All right. Now, with this side facing to the back, do this algorithm. I'm going to do this very slowly so you can keep up and do the same moves. Okay. I'm going to go down, front over, down. The back twice, up, over, up. The back two more times, up, back. You move it over, and you have solved the Rubik's Cube. I hope you have too by this point. If not, replay some parts, and as I said, I will be making a video showing how to get this first layer lined up if you're having trouble with that, because that's something a lot of people have trouble with when they're first solving a cube. And I hope you've had fun solving a Rubik's Cube, and I hope that you will keep Rubik's Cubing. See you in my next video. Bye.